Hi, it is so good to see you guys again. I wonder if you can see me. I think you can. So listen, it has been a couple of weeks since I've been here to talk to you, and I've missed you. I just got doing so many other things, and then before I knew it, the day was gone. I didn't do my Facebook Live, and I've really missed connecting with you guys. So now, funny story is it's winter here, and in the Vancouver area we have got what for us is a ton of snow. But honestly, for most of the people that will watch this video, you guys are gonna laugh when you hear that we had 6 inches of snow and almost our entire city was stuck in a crawl. Transit was down, they're talking about closing a couple of bridges, just all kinds of stuff. And where I work is my she shed, which is in the backyard. And so I considered doing this Facebook Live with my down coat on because my heater is working away, but it's still cold. But somehow I just couldn't quite bring myself to do it. So what are we talking about today? Today is still January, and if you don't remember, at the beginning of the month, actually it was December 30th, I did a free workshop on how to make this next year your best year ever. And it's still available. I'll pop the link in the comments there and in the description for the video. So if you're curious about what it was like, it's an hour-long workshop. It comes with a workbook. It's completely free. And it's my gift to you to help you decide, what do you want to do for 2020? What do you want to do for next year? How do you want to make this year that we're now here, making it one of just the most satisfying, best years for you? So, January, we're still talking about goals. Now, some of you are still on the goal bandwagon. You guys have made a plan, you've got your thoughts in order, you know what you want, you know why you want it, and you are moving ahead. And I am so thrilled. If that's you, give me a comment below. I want to hear what's going well. And if it's not going quite as well, I want to hear from you too. I'm here to support you guys, right? Like, I just want to do whatever I can to help you make this next year your best year. The title of this video is what one thought is going to make it way more difficult for you to reach your goals. What is the one thought that if you could shift that thought, you would find to be a lot more easier? Now, where am I coming from here? I am coming from the fact that the thing that you want, the goal that you want to achieve, it is created by the actions that you do or the actions that you intentionally stop. And those actions are fueled by how you feel, the emotions that you have in your body. And those emotions are caused by the thoughts in your head. So your thoughts create a feeling, and your feelings drive your action. And those actions are the thing that gets you the results that you want. The goal that you set is probably a number of some sort. I always recommend people set something that they'll really know when they've reached it. Something like more money or more clients or a better something doesn't let you know when you've made it there. So set a goal that has a specific endpoint. That way you know how you're progressing along the way. That goal that you set was one that you chose. Now, it's kind of, even though it's meaningful for you, it's kind of arbitrary. It's a number. In that, I want you to reach your goal for sure, but you are no more worthy of a person by reaching that goal. When you get that many clients, when you make that much money, when you get that next promotion, when you get to move houses into a different house, you are no more worthwhile of a person than you already are. So that goal is not going to help you be any more valuable. That's a done deal. As far as I'm concerned, you guys are already completely unique and wonderful and capable and amazing individuals. So don't tangle your goal up with your worth, your self-worth. So that goal that you set, is a number. It's an arbitrary number, essentially. It's neutral. You're going to know if you've reached it because you'll be able to say, hey, I've measured that number. I reached that number. Those are the results that I want. So how you think about that goal makes it more possible, makes it easier to attain, makes it more enjoyable to attain. And every goal that we set, even though it's a number, every goal, in fact, everything that you want in your life is because you think it's going to help you feel a certain way. So when you think about your goal, remember, your thoughts create your feelings, and your feelings dictate your actions, and your actions accumulate to your results. So when you have your goal and you think your thoughts about that goal, it's going to change how you feel about that goal. Are you pushing it further away, or is it going to be way more fun to achieve it? Are you thrilled by the challenge, or are you nervous about the challenge? And then how you feel about it is going to change how you act. The more open and curious and experimental and courageous that you feel, the better actions that you're going to take. The more resilient you're going to be when that action didn't quite work. And the sum of all those actions creates the result, the goal. Again, the result is that number. And all along the way, you're completely worthwhile, you're completely worthy exactly how you are, and you are still growing into a bigger, more expansive, more capable version of yourself. So for me, that's kind of the why the goal. But let's get back to this. What's the one thought that's going to make it a lot harder for you to reach your goal? Let me just check my notes. You guys know I'm the note person. I like to make sure that I check them. So here's that thought. This is going to be hard. That's the thought. And it may seem a little counterintuitive because if you're anything like me, you're setting a goal that's a stretch, right? And you're not expecting it to be easy because you're learning a new way. Maybe you're learning new habits, and every time you're learning a new habit, it takes some energy, it takes some effort, it takes practice, it takes consistency. The habits that you have right now are the reflection of who you are and what you have in your life right now. And those habits were formed, and now they run on autopilot. And the reason that they run on autopilot is because your mind, your brain, wants to save energy. And it wants it to be easy. We want to have that easy button, just like that big red easy button from the commercial that used to play a couple of years ago. Our brain wants nothing more than to make things easy. It wants to run on autopilot. It doesn't want to expend energy and lay a new habit. And every new habit that you create takes energy. But that doesn't mean that we have to call it hard. It can mean that it's something that we need to practice. It can mean that it's something that we need to have consistency around, that we have to be focused and intentional, but it doesn't have to be hard. So when you think this thought, this is going to be so hard, what happens? Remember, that thought creates a feeling. For you, what kind of an emotion, what kind of a feeling might that create? I know what it does for me. For me, when I say, oh, this is going to be hard, I feel nervous. I feel dread. I feel like, ooh, like I need to take a step back because I have to get all ready to do this hard thing. And all of that means that I don't willingly take the action. It means when I say, this is going to be hard, it means that I'm going to take that step back and avoid the action. Avoid that thing that I know is going to help me reach my goal. So I have my goal that I chose. When you think that thought, oh, this is going to be so hard, do you see how the feelings that creates? The feeling of, uh-oh, dread, the feeling of, oh, I don't want to go there, I'm too tired already, or what if I screw up, what if I make a mistake? And then you avoid taking those actions. And then it's going to take so much more energy, so much more work, so much more turmoil to get to that goal that you want. So that one thought oh, it's going to be so hard. If you can shift that thought and consciously choose another thought that is true. It is not saying that it's going to be a breeze, because it probably won't, right? Life isn't always a breeze, especially when it's something worthwhile. But it doesn't have to mean that it's going to be so hard. So what kind of thoughts could you choose instead of, oh, it's going to be so hard, when you're thinking about your goal? Let me give you some ideas. The first is, you could think, well, I've never done this before, so I'm going to have to experiment in a lot of ways and figure out what works. Or you can think, I can learn how to do this. Or you could think something like, well, this is just the way it is. It's not hard, it's not easy. This is just the things that I have to do to reach my goal. It's no big deal. I'm not expecting it to be a breeze, nor am I expecting it to be terribly difficult. I think just accepting that you're going to have to do the things is going to really help you. What other thoughts have I got down here? So I would suggest that you can call it, you know what, this is a new thing for me. It's completely normal that I would find it different, that I'm going to have to do some things that I'm not used to doing. Those kinds of thoughts, instead of it's going to be so hard, are going to help you feel a little bit better, maybe feel a bit more curious about what might help you move towards your goal, maybe make you feel a little bit more compassion for yourself so that you're a little easier on yourself as you're trying those new things. And you see how when you think, you know what, this is what I've got to do to make this goal happen. When you think like that, how do you feel if you say something like that to yourself? For me, when I say, well, that's just the way it is, I feel kind of matter of fact. I feel kind of curious. I wonder how it will turn out. I feel kind of open and willing to try. And when I'm willing to try, I'm willing to take the next step. I'm willing to take that next action to create my goal. So my energy is moving towards creating the goal. It's consistent all the way through, as opposed to when I feel like, oh, this is going to be so hard, and I want the goal on one hand, and then on the other hand, I'm pulling away and I'm avoiding that difficult pain. Now my energy is pulled two ways. I want it, but it's difficult and I'm pulling back. So now it's going to take twice as much energy. Who knows? Twice as much is just the number that popped in my head. But it'll take more energy to reach the goal. But when you are all aligned, I want the goal. I don't know what it's going to take. This is just part of what it takes to reach this goal. I've never done this before. I wonder what it will take for me to reach that goal. When you come at it from that place, you feel a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more open, a little bit more curious, a little bit more self-compassion. And now the energy is flowing in the direction of doing something. So instead of fighting against yourself, it's easier to do the things. And that is why changing that one thought can make reaching your goal so much easier. I hope you guys found this useful. Again, if you didn't get a chance to check out my free training on how to make 2020 your best year ever, I'm going to pop that link in the description for the video. It's completely free. It comes with a workbook. It's an hour-long video. You just enter your email address and I send you the link right away. Super easy for you guys to watch. And it's my gift to you. I wanted to do it because I really wanted to help this community. Thank you so much and have a great weekend. Bye-bye.